There we are. Good morning. How are you?
Great. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing fantastic. Um,
Good.
Let me do a formal introduction to people who are going to see our interview and just do a formal introduction here. I'm honored to get to talk to country music legend Johnny Lee. Um, Last year was the 40th anniversary of the Urban Sound Cowboy soundtrack, featuring the hit single "Looking for Love." When I was in high school, I remember buying the 45 of "Sounds Like Love" back in high school. I remember buying that in 45. And you're just a member of country music royalty. I'm just so thrilled to get to talk to you today.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Appreciate it, man.
I wanted to talk about your brand new album that's coming out on February 12th called Everything's Gonna Be All Right. And I know the title track was just released this past week.
Mhm.
And it's an encouraging song for people during some tough times. Uh, how did you decide to, offer some encouragement to come about putting that together?
I started writing that song a couple of years ago before anything happened.
Right.
And when I met Tony Ramey, he co-wrote it with me. Uh, he came to my bus and met me when I was playing in Fort Worth. And so I said, "Hey, Tony," I played him a song. He liked it, and made a couple of verses on the spot. And I liked what he said. So I just decided when I finished this album, I was gonna do These Arms of Mine by Otis Redding, and I took it off because I wanted to put someone that I wrote.
Right.
And I took off another Elton John song
Okay.
and put what started as Heaven for Us, and then Never Live in Hell on there that I wrote. And anyway, Tony Ramey, I called him. I said, "Man, remember that song we was working on a couple of years ago?" He said, "Yeah, I remember." So, well, you said you did a line there something about a boy in a hospital bed, and I originally wanted to start out like about John Daly, missing a putt. Everything will be all right, yeah. But we came up with the lyrics, and he sent it to me, and I loved it. I recorded it, and boom, it's done. So I had no idea it was going to be relating to our hard times we're having. You know.
It was almost like it was divinely written many years ago to get you ready for these current times. I mean, it's just interesting how that happens, the craft of a song and how it can come back later on, and there's a right time for every song. And this was the
Yeah,
right time for this song.
yeah. I've had a lot of people tell me they need to hear that song. And it's touched a lot of people, and so I'm very grateful for it. I'm glad Tony Ramey. I'm glad that we teamed up together and wrote the song, man.
And I know you were working on a lyric video for that, and I watched that lyric video, and that really brings it home too. When you see the visual of the people and you see their struggles, and then you see how it evolves into they're doing okay, they're
Yeah,
doing better. It just brings it visually to a person.
yeah. The mayor of Lamarck, the ex-mayor of Lamarck, he retired now. He sent me a text the other day. Said his wife had died, and he was getting her CPR till the EMS got there. Brought her back, and he heard that song, and he said he cried. Made him cry. So um, it's just another girl that I know told me her sister just passed away, and said she needed to hear that song. So it's pretty powerful stuff. So everything's gonna be all right. What can I say?
Yeah, and that's one of the I would imagine one of the most amazing things about being a songwriter is that when you're getting feedback directly from your fans about your songs
Yeah,
and how you've changed, life changing. It's a day in the life for you as you write songs, and then you find out that they
yeah,
last for years and years, that they carry people through difficult times and happy times and sad times.
yeah. One of my favorite lines in the song about a little boy in a hospital bed. You know, Mom and Daddy ain't giving up yet. Say a prayer and a voice from the inside, so everything's gonna be all right. And it's just I don't know, it's just one of them Floyd songs. I love it.
Yeah. And that's the title track from the album. So that kind of just that sets up the whole album.
Yeah.
It's exciting. And I understand there's 14 tracks on the album, and that you enlisted Willie Nelson to play guitar on one of those tracks. How did that come about?
Well, I originally wrote "Did You Enjoy Hurting Me?" Back in the late '70s, early '80s. I can't remember, but I wrote it for Willie, with hopes that Willie would record it. But I didn't know how to get it to him or nothing. So I've been sitting on that for all these years. So I said, hell, I'm going to do it myself. And I did. I called Willie up and, I sent him a text asking him would he play guitar. And he said, yeah, send it over to the studio. And I did. And when he sent it back, I heard it. And I told Buddy, don't touch the mix. Leave Willie up on every lick that he played in that song. I want everybody to hear Willie Nelson playing that song. So that's the way it happened, man. And of course, I would hope that he was going to sing it, but he can't sing that song with me. That'd be a weird duet. But it'd be okay if he wanted to record it though. But yeah, he played guitar on it, man. And I'm really proud of it.
And nice to be able to look to friends across your career and say, hey, just get on the phone or text somebody and say, hey, can you do this? And he said, yeah, when do you need me to do it? Kind of nice.
Yeah, that's the way it happened. So I'm really, I told him once I got his number, I don't give him or nothing, but I sent him a text that, well, how come I never been invited to do the 4th of July picnic? So he said, you're invited for the next one. This epidemic came along, so.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, I finally got Willie Nelson to play a guitar on there.
That's fantastic. That has to feel good after all those years of thinking, I got to get him to do this. I got to get him to do it. It finally happened. You made it happen.
Yeah. It feel good.
You mentioned Buddy Hyatt, famous, producer of so many great records. It must have been fun to co-produce the record with him and to sit down and do all these songs with him.
Yeah, it was. I did another album with him. I don't know, a couple years ago, called "You Ain't Never Been to Texas," and now that I'm gonna get that copy of the CD and send it to the record company and see if they want to release it too. So, but yeah, Buddy's great to work with, man. And Megan Mullins played fiddle on the song on the fiddle, "Be Sun on Logs," and I love her to death, man. She's a great fiddle player.
It's great to be able to pull that pool of talent together. All the years in Nashville to have so many people that you find, songwriters and performers, musicians, instrumentalists.
Well, I don't know who Buddy got to sing harmony on it. He told me, I forgot, but this album coming out now. But I said, man, did you use one of them harmonizing machines on me? No, but that guy nailed it. But whoever it was, I trust Buddy and I love him, man.
When you write those songs, do you hear those harmonies in your head before they actually end up being recorded by either yourself or someone else? Are you hearing those all the way through?
Yeah. Because I used to sing harmony with myself, but I wish I could think of the guy's name right now. But the guy, man, I couldn't believe it, that he nailed it. I mean, I thought it was a machine, So, but yeah, I used to do it myself, but not anymore.
I know there's another track on this upcoming album called "Statue of a Fool." I thought maybe you could tell us a little bit about why that's so important to you. That's I know it's a very significant song.
Jack Green, the late Jack Green. That was the first country song that I learned. Was going to get a job at Cedar Oaks after I got back out of the military, came back home, and playing drums in a trio. And Cedar Oaks was in Dickinson, Texas, After Hours Club, And so I went to audition for the job. Yeah, man, we love you, but you got to play some country, man. My wife loves country. So, hell, I'll do that. We can learn some country. So I learned "Statue of a Fool. And I always wanted to record it. Brian Collins came along later and recorded it. And then somebody else, what's the other guy's name? Some country singer recorded it. And Rick Van Shelton. And they did a pretty good job. I worked on Jack Green's last album he did when he was alive, the duet album. And I wanted to do Statue of a Fool with him, man. But it was already done. I think, I don't remember who did it, but somebody already took it. So I did Nightlife. And I never did dream back in those days that I would meet Jack Green, let alone get to sing with him. And I did Statue of a Fool on Larry's Country Diner, one of the cruises.
Right.
Larry said, me and Mo Banny and Mark Wills was on stage. Larry said, why don't y'all sing something that you normally wouldn't sing? Sing something that, what would you like to sing that you never recorded yet? So, man, down on Statue of a Fool. Part of my head, I asked Jimmy Capps, Statue of a Fool is, hey, man, yeah, heck yeah. So he played it, and I sang it, I got a standing ovation.
Wow.
And I said, wow. And so Larry Black said, man, I didn't know you could sing like that. I said, what are you talking about? So that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I said, I've got to record that. So I've told Buddy Hyde, I want it done exactly like the record. So he did piano parts. He went back and listened to him because when he first played it for me, I said, no, ain't it, man. I want exactly like the record, like Jack Green did it.
Right.
So that's what we did it, man. Thank you, Jack.
That's I see a trend here with the things you're doing this year. You said many years in the making to get Willie to do a song. It's many years in the making to put this on one of your albums. And I know that some of the other songs on the album are songs that you kind of had across your career that you were kind of waiting for that right moment, from what I understand.
Yeah, I was. I never did record them. Usually, when I go and record something, gosh, you get pitched so many songs, pick them out. I never thought that somehow would be good enough, I guess. But yeah, I waited and waited. It's like everything's going to be all right. It was the right time for it,
Right.
And that's for me now. It's the right time for all my songs to come out that I wrote,
Right. Is there ever a song that you could think of back in your career that you already have put out that's been released on a record, and you feel like, boy, I just wish I could give that the light of day again, that song should have gotten the attention that it deserved, just from a factor that you just loved writing it and felt so good about it?
Oh, gosh, there's so many songs, I don't really know.
There's probably, I mean, when you're as a songwriter, every song feels like a single when you're writing it. So it's kind of hard to say, I'm sure. Every song feels like a single.
Well, yeah, Annie, I wanted Annie to be. Annie was on the Looking for Love album. And I always thought that would be a good single. But it wasn't. Highways Run Forever. But it wasn't, so. But it is now.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just glad that the subsidiary of Sony Records picked this up. And I don't think they would have done it, but had I not done the other two songs. Everything's going to be all right. That's the title of the album. And what started out as Heaven for Us ain't nothing but living hell. I'm glad I replaced those two songs. But I don't know, I'm really proud of them.
As much as you enjoy recording music in the studio and doing that, I'm sure it was difficult to be on the road last year, 40th anniversary of the Urban Cowboy soundtrack, and you're out there with Mickey Gilley. You guys are on the stage. Looked like you had a lot of fun. I've seen some of the videos from some of the tours, and it looks like you were having a lot of fun up on that stage. I'm sure it had to be difficult to be sidelined all of a sudden because of our current, situation.
Yeah, it is. Had a bunch of 40th anniversary T-shirt made, Urban Cowboy, but maybe when it's 41 years, 42 years, I still have them. So, but Mickey and I was on tour. We just got into Laughlin, Nevada that morning and got there a day early to check in, you know. And we just played in Mexico and did a couple concerts. And I love working with Mickey, you know, love it. And they said, no, we'll close it down. We drove the buses back and sat there ever since, except for a few times we've been to Texas. We played a couple times in Texas. So. Playing San Antonio Rodeo February 20th.
Okay.
So hopefully by the end of February, some dates will start coming back in, you know.
And I think you had the cruise that was going to be in January, right? Another cruise, but I think it's been postponed maybe till November. I'm looking at right now.
I think so, yeah.
I think something later on this year. So that looks like it's an amazing event. You've done a couple of those, and that looks when you have all of your friends together singing and performing.
Yeah, I've been on all them cruises but one.
Wow.
And I got a reputation of being the bad boy of country music on the cruise. And the guy that runs Time of Life said, the ship ain't sailing unless you're on it. I said, okay. So, yeah, I look forward to the cruises, man.
That's great.
A lot of fun.
When you look back through your career, are there a couple of proudest moments that really stick out? I mean, there's so many. Where do you begin? But a couple of things that you say, boy, I'm just so glad I did that. I got that to happen. A meeting with somebody, a performance, a song.
Yeah, well, first thing that pops in my mind is now I got my first gold record, you know. Rick Sutcliffe was with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Steve Howe with Los Angeles Dodgers. They came to Gillies, and I'd met them before, you know. And they came to Gillies. They were playing the Astros, and a lot of the Dodgers came out to Gillies. Everybody, you know, back then, if you didn't go to Gillies, you know. But I remember them presenting me with my first gold record. And I remember going to the White House, meeting President Reagan, Vice President George Bush at the time. And gosh, all the astronauts I met, Pete Conrad, Alan Shepard, you know, so many times. But one of the proudest moments of my life when my daughter was born and my son, you know. I lost him a few years ago, but yeah. There have been so many moments in my life. I was overseas and played, you know, in England when Looking for Love hit. And he played in England, Ireland, Switzerland. There was a few other places I don't remember. But it was cool.
You know, and you talk about your family and everything, talking to so many different artists, all the accolades in life and all the things that happen, and the family is the foundation, you know, like you said, the proudest moment when your daughter was born. You know, that's no matter what you accomplish in life, that always feels like the biggest accomplishment, doesn't it? To have that family.
Yeah. I was on tour with Mickey when I went home to be with Charlene before she had Cherish, you know. And I pulled the plug. I said, no, I'm going home. That's it, man. And came back later on, but yeah. And then what's really cool about it now, Cherish wrote a song about me. I was born to be my father's daughter. It's on my new album. So I said, yeah. Every time I get pissed off at her, I play that song. I'm not mad at her anymore. She wrote a damn good song. She's a good writer and good singer.
You've got to be so proud to see that music is in the family like that the music carries right down to her, and that you see that with a lot of families, that people, you know, we admire our parents, and we tend to follow their career path sometimes. So, but I just want to remind our future audience that, you know, your new album, Everything's Going to Be All Right, it's going to be out in just about a month from today. Today's what, the 12th, about a month from today. And, you know, I want to remind them to check it out. Check out the single on YouTube, wherever you listen to music. And, you know, I just want to thank you so much for your time today. All the great music you've given us so far. And I really hope that 2021 is just a great year for you and all the people that you care for. You know, I hope it's a great year for you, a great momentous year.
I hope so too. And I'm gonna get on the internet, update my internet stuff, and stay in touch with my fans. You know, we got loyal fans out there. We really do. And what's really neat is when I play some place with Mickey Gilly, some kids will be up front. They're singing our songs, you know, with us. They weren't even born when our songs was out, you know. But that's really cool, you know.
Yeah, it
I
carries
love
from
it.
generation to generation. Yeah, it's these songs are timeless.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how old or how young, and they just
I asked a kid one time, I said, "How you know those songs?" I said, "Mom and Daddy raised me on that stuff." All right, buddy. A lot of times I get some kids up on the stage sing "Looking for Love" with me at the end, you know, and they know it. Picking Up Strangers know and they love. So, you know, what can I say? We're very blessed.
absolutely. Well, thank you again. I know you have a very busy schedule today. I thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best with your new album and in the future here. So thank you, Johnny Lee.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.